option. If you can do it, dude. And if you want me to help you farm, dude, I'll help you farm it as well. We can target farm or whatever. That works so much better with that. I knew. Got him. Yo, what's up people, it's your boy P, also known as Captain P67. We're here today for my Lightning God Sentinel build. As been requested by the viewers and a few people come through the streams, as my YouTube channel, a few comments as well. So yeah, what I've been doing is making a Lightning God, my own Lightning God crazy build, and it's pretty insane. And as you can see from the clips I'm just showing how crazy it is. Just quickly to go off those, in the clips you can see yourself. We're doing mega damage to like single target as well as doing mega damage to crowd control. 50k crits are not like irregular thing. Like as you can see in the footage, we did a 50k crit. A lot of it is high crits, but then a lot of the damage over time crits are very high. You can see anything from 10k to damage over time, like procs constantly going off, as well as a megaton hit from the start, and then the damage over time is insane as well. So yeah, I was going to get this out anyway, and a lot of people keep asking me for it and about my build, so I thought I'd just make a full video and breakdown. I'll be as quick as I can, cover everything as quick as I can for you. Obviously you can read through the stats that you want to go through when you go for every single node. What I do is on Twitch, so I do live sort of testing as well. So whenever I go over a build or go over some knowledge that I know, not only do I talk about it, I go off facts, so I like to like prove it on stream as well as talk it through and test it live so you can see it yourself, if that makes sense. So if it's anything I haven't covered or it's gone over your head and you're not too sure, just join the stream, Twitch Captain P67, links will be in the description below, and I'll happily talk you through the build. Doesn't matter if it takes an hour, I don't mind going through everything top to bottom with you, just so you fully understand, so the option's there for you. So I'll cover the, say, more of a beginner friendly build, and I'll have it a build so it'll cover the veterans as well. But without further ado, let's get into it as quick as we can. So let's go off the inventory. I've got a dope ass helmet. 400 armor off base, plus 4 vitality, plus 7 strength, plus 28% critical strike avoidance, plus 41% increased armor, plus 4 attunement. Then I've gone for a bleeding heart amulet, which gives me increased melee attack speed, increased throwing attack speed, 31% increased area for area skills, and 69% increased chance to find potions, which I've added on an LP2 bleeding heart amulet. For survivability and better options, when we're proccing our lightning and our smite, we want to cover a wide area to hit more enemies and proc more. So we've added that, and the chance to find potions. As you know, potions aren't always available, and doesn't matter what kind of belt you have. Even if you're a jungle, chaps, queen, or holding, you might have a lot of potions, like 16, if you're running that. But at the same time, you can get to points, and everyone knows that when you're running high corruption or higher corruption, 350 plus, etc., you can get low on potions. But with this, every time I'm fighting a mob or 2 or 3 enemies, I'm always getting a potion, so I'm always great on survivability. It comes with 27% less health regen, 8.2% damage leached as health, so whenever I do damage I get health back, which is fine. And whenever I'm inflicted with bleed when you cast a spell, but again, when you do so much damage back, it doesn't really matter. So you're not really losing anything, but you're gaining life leech basically off every sorts of damage you do, so it's insane. Tyranny's Bident is the main obviously weapon we're using, and we're scaling off, so stats are there for you to read. We got an LP1, but I added 179% increased damage over time, and the reason why I did that, it comes with a base of melee 33 plus 35% melee critical strike multiplier. So melee attacks off close range were good, medium range were amazing, long range we destroy as well. So the way the building generally works in the footage, whenever you throw a javelin, if you don't kill someone in one shot, which you always pretty much do anyway, then you just lunge to them, do your rotation of your melee attacks, and they're dead. It's insane. I'll go through that with the skills for you as well. With the Tyranny's Bident, you get plus 22 lightning throwing damage with the javelin, more damage scales. If you're not sure how scaling works, just go over your node. It tells you what scales with what. So again, javelin, it's mentioned lightning there, throwing attack, etc. Smite coming up, lightning, spell attunement, and etc. etc. But this has 22 lightning throwing damage with javelin, 100% of javelin damage converted to lightning. So all your damage is going to convert to that lightning, which will be procs and damage over time. And then 100% of bleed and ignite chance converted to electrify chance for javelin. Electrify is a damage over time proc, which is a newer proc added through this weapon, but you can have it through already and a few other weapons as well. But this is the main culprit for it, and it is one of the stronger damage over time procs. So you do want as much damage over time as you can. Hence why I've got 179% increased damage over time in the build. So I think it does plus 44 off base, which is higher than the other regulars. It's insane. It also comes with 150% lightning penetration with electrify and plus 19% lightning penetration off base. So they do stack together. So the one lightning will penetrate them all. You hit all your procs, you do the other procs as well. It's insane. Now when you use your javelin, you gain a stack of Tyranny's Thunder for 4 seconds. Each stack grants plus 12 spell lightning damage. In the footage you can see I'm actually proccing Tyranny's Bident between 8 to 10 extra procs. So 8 times the extra 12 or 10 times an extra 12 spell lightning damage stacks head of crazy. That's why we're doing so much damage, everything overall. Moving on to the next chest beat, we got Sentinel's Meridian Plate of Insulation. We have 240 armor plus 41% increased critical strike chance. We also have on the chest 207% increased throwing attack critical strike chance, which also goes the other crit strike and stacks. That's why we're doing crazy damage. This build isn't meant to crit, but it does crit because of the way I built it. So not only are we doing damage over time, mega hits and crits, we're doing mega crits off base. So that's why the build is insane, absolutely insane. We have plus 11 strength as well, which again scales off armor. And again, if you're not sure what scales with what, strength scales off this, strength scales off this, strength scales off this. So again, by adding strength, I'm getting other scaling and damage included. So we get 11 strength on there, 27% elemental resistance, 4% increased health, 17% poison resistance. So recommend as much health as you can get, as much armor as you can get. We are using a two-handed weapon. We have damage reduction as well. However, it's a two-handed weapon. I have got an alternate like God Lightning Crazy build coming out as well, so you might want to check that out. That is with the sword and shield. It's insane as well. But I'll get to that later. But right now, two-handed, we're rocking this. 400 armor off here off base. 240 armor off here off base, and then 41% increased armor. So get as much as those as you can. Then we move on to the ring. We're using a Blister's Opal Ring of Stamina. So 9% increased cooldown recovery speed is amazing. So anything that you're using that as a cooldown, it will cool it down for you. So I believe my Holy Aura and my Lunge will be cooldown with that, which is super dope. And then +1 to our attributes. You can get a +2 possibly with the same sort of stats, but obviously we got a +1. But if you can get +2, way better. Your overall stats will go up, obviously. And very, very important for the build, you want plus throwing damage. So we have +19, which is amazing. But more importantly, you do want at least one ring with this, which is -4 throwing attack mana cost. As you're going to be spamming a lot of javelins, you will be using a lot of mana. With my build, I'm good. I've got pretty much unlimited mana, and I've covered everything, which I'll go through. But if you are at this point making a similar build, you don't have some of the stuff, get that negative attack mana cost. Very important. Then we got +7 strength on the ring, which I've gone through already. Then we got more endurance for that survivability. And then again, which I mentioned, mana regen. We got 18% increased mana regen on the ring. Insane. Then we gone for a Thorn Slinger belt. So it comes with 4 potion slots. We got a 2 LP on here. So what I threw on this badass is 95% increased lightning damage, which again will scale with the javelin damage. So it says there scale lightning, which is insane. These stats are pretty decent, but when I actually play, the stats go up for all the buffs. So don't go exactly what's on the screen right now, because it will change accordingly, and I'll go for that with you as well. And then also Smite gets scaled off the lightning as well. And then we've got 106% increased elemental damage over time, which is insane. So it will stack with this damage over time, with the Electrify and the other procs I'll go into. And then also, because the element as well, it'll double stack. So it's a double stack here, then a triple stack or a quadruple. It's insane. And then on the rest of this belt, we've got 1 to physical skills. So the reason why we got this belt is pretty dope. You get 1+ to your melee, which is dope. Again, go off the notes if you're not sure. So this is a physical. We get 1+ on here, and we get 1+ on here. The more skills you can have, the better. Then we get +39 chance to bleed on hits. So the damage over time will scale with that as well. So we'll have bleed damage, we'll have electrified damage, we'll have more damage to go into, but it all stacks. 6% increased movement speed, 6% increased throwing attack speed, which again, it all stacks and scales, amazing. And 31 damage reflected to attackers, which is not the most, but it's still some damage and it's insanely good. Then we gone for the ring, Tongue of the Aberrant Seer. So I got a 3 LP on this. I got super lucky and I got great stats. What I've gone for strength, which I mentioned the scales for you again, more armor, more everything, and then go for health as much as you can, or any armor or anything else on top. Or alternatively, keep going for strength, more armor as well. So you get best of both worlds. That's why I've always gone for strength. Been very smart with it. But health or strength will be great. Any resistance you get on bonus. It has plus 35% chance to poison on spell hit. So where I mentioned we got other elements, electrify and all that other stuff, increased damage over time. Poison will now include it. So every time I throw a javelin, I poison them and it procs and it does mega damage. So if I read to it. So you get +1 to poison spells, which doesn't affect us, but we do apply poison on the javelin throw itself because it is a spell hit. And we get +3 to attributes, which again is insanely good. You do want to get as much of those as you can. You'll scale over your whole build, your survivability and everything else, and all scale together accordingly. And again, it will scale off all these, as it says here, these nodes. So attunement, strength, dexterity, all scales hella nice. And the next one we got to is 13% damage reflected. So again, the ring is good for that. It's not, this one was flat damage at 31. It's not that much, especially at endgame. But 13% of damage reflected is super good. So not only we got extra stuff, we got damage reflected as well. Hence why we do so much high survivability, high damage, true God build for you. Key note about this is, see where it says 40% increased poison damage. Again, the reason we're doing so much damage, we have all this damage over time going off here, plus the extra damage over time, and then the poison damage goes 40% as well. Super insane. Then we got some gloves, Mighty Solar Embrace of Endurance. You get +30 armor, 28% increased critical strike chance again for the extra crit. So I got 10 strength on there, which is insane. And 100% you do want to get increased melee attack speed. So whatever gloves you got, if you're trying to replicate this build or do something similar, always get attack speed, because these spears are amazing. I love this one as well, but it is on the slower side of things. 0.94. The more DPS you can do up close, the more mana regen you're going to get back, and you can just do so forth, so forth. We also have poison resistance and endurance on there as well. And then boots wise, we've gone for the Steamid Fate, which come with 8 armor, a 17% increased movement speed, 11 ward retention. I got an LP one on this, and I went for crit strike avoidance. So I have got max cap crit strike avoidance. Very important. Have as much resistances at cap, and also I get crit strike avoidance. So that's survivability. We've also got damage reduction, which was classed as DR in the build. 10% base standard, which I'll go through as well. And the reason why we've gone for this is you have 18% increased cooldown recovery for lunge. So at the moment my lunge is sitting on 2.9, it says here, but I have 2 of those. So basically 2 get out of jail free cards. I'm invincible as well. I get health back and actually do mega damage by doing it. So it's pretty insane. So it all stacks. We also get 108% increased damage over time. So as I mentioned, damage over time, poison damage over time. Couple of proc going off. Insane. 14% chance to apply Doom on hit. Reason we got that is, not only are we going to do Doom, so Doom deals massive void damage over time again. Increases melee damage taken by 4% and last 4 seconds, can stack up to 4 times. So we got close quarters covered, we got medium range covered, and we got long range covered as well. So that's why we have a super insane build. Then we've gone for Cold of Erased Sentinel, which is a Sentinel relic. We have +13 mana, -3 melee attack mana cost, which we're not using, so we don't care about that, but it's there. So if you want to change it to your melee doing some sort of more damage but having a bit of a mana cost, you could use that. More damage, more DPS. You know, do whatever works for your build. Everyone's different, but make sure you're happy with your build and make sure you adhere to what your stats you have to make it a true God build for yourself. Now again, we got super lucky with this RNG. Such a God build. We got +4 to javelin, so anything you can get added for javelin skills, recommend doing that. And then I got 99% increased throwing damage, which again, if you go off the tooltips as well, if you have a spear equipped for javelin, added melee damage from your spear applies to javelin's added throwing damage at 30% of its normal value. So that's melee damage. So we have melee damage off here off base, so we get some of that converted, then we get additional 99 throwing damage on top. Insane. We got +1 to judgment, 12% increase healing effectiveness, poison resistance, void resistance, 1 to sentinel skills, so you can bump up all your skills and do more with it. We have 27% increased armor, which is godly. 25% of armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. So we have all the armor and other stuff included for you as well. Now, I'll quickly go over the idols as quick as I can. You want to be getting these bigger idols, these Keen Dawn, Rye, Idol of Lives. You can get up to 9% chance to cast Smite when you use a throwing attack. what I recommend though, like for this build, I don't even need 4. We're blessed, but you can go for 4 if you wish. But if you don't, you can put it off with 2 just as much. And as you can see from the footage, I'm always procking smite. I'm always dominating regardless. So you get up to 9%. I've got 6% chance to cast smite when you hit with throwing attacks, which will be my javelin. So we're using the javelin. Yo, what's up, Snipes? Welcome back to the stream, my guy. How you doing today? What it do? What it do? I forgot to add those as well, so we'll get that added real quick. Yeah, so you want to be adding that as well. Plus 35 health. You can get higher health, so you can get higher rolls in this, but I've gone for that. One important one that I recommend is, if you're going to go for 4, get this one at least. So 8% chance to cast smite when you use throwing attacks, which is javelin. However, 11% missing health restored and lunge. So not only is our lunge invincible, you can get a lot of chunky HP back, and we can tank, as you saw in the clips at the start, how we're dominating. And then on top of all that, we've got extra nodes for armor, for health. I'm using Rive, so increase area Rive as well, physical resistance, so when it capped. More vitality as well, physical resistance, and more vitality we've gone for as well. So want to stack as much HP, much armor as you can, and we are good to go. Is the avatars, are they loading? No. Well, they're not showing right now. They should be showing there. Oh, never mind, it's all good. Welcome back to the stream though, dude. Good to see you back. Let's get to it for the rest of this. So that's covered the idols for you as well. Now we'll get into the blessings very quickly. So blessings wise, we've gone for chance to ignite on hit. And the reason we've gone for chance to ignite on hit is, again, we went through the javelin. So 100% of bleed and ignite chance converted to electrified chance for javelin. So as you know, and what we just went for the ignite, well, we're proccing like electrify, which is a higher damage over time proc. And with that being procced with ignite as standard from every hit, we can do more. So when we're doing like melee attacks, we've got a chance to ignite, set them on fire, as well as you get electrify. Extra blades that are coming out for the Rive are doing that as well. Everything we're hitting, we're doing a chance to do something. So always doing damage over time, we're always proccing something. Very important. Next blessing, I'd go for 24 ward on the ending of the storm for more survivability. If you got extra ward, you got extra shield. We're sitting on a nice amount of health, nice amount of HP, nice amount of armor. We got extra shield with ward as well. Then you want, I've gone for chance to poison on hit. So as I mentioned, the damage over time, the extra procs, we're just killing it with everything we do. We got bleed, we got ignite, as you can see. We got poison. The poison is extra damage as well. And another thing on top we got is frostbite. So if you was to go to Age of Winter quest and do the blessing from there, 74% chance to apply frostbite and hit, which again is a damage over time proc. So frostbite deals cold damage over time. So bleed, frostbite, poison, ignite, doom, we got hella procs and we got massive damage over time. And then last but not least, the spirits of fire, we have gone for 16% chance to shred fire resistance on hit. So again, more damage, more resistance breaking, more overall damage. You could possibly go for frailty, but I got frailty in my build, which I'll go for you as well. Now we're going to go over quickly the character stats as quick as we can. So I'll just remove this over here so you can see clearly what the stats are and what we're working with. And it should be visible for you right now. So on the left side of things, as you can see, we got 50 strength, we got 5 dexterity, 5 intelligence, 19 attunement, 23 vitality. If you're not sure any of these nodes me, just go over them. It tells you on the tooltips exactly what they do. So it's a breakdown. Now, if you look at the resistances on the screen right now, it will say lower than it does. But as soon as I apply my Holy Aura, we're at max cap for everything. Bar Necrotic and Void, but it's still got the resistances high. But they do all like stack up when we got our Holy Aura. So we covered everything up there. We're sitting on 3.3k armor off base, which is classed as 51%. So again, a high amount of armor, which scaled with the build, which I told you. Plus over 2k HP. Now, very important, I mentioned crit strike avoidance. So we got 102% here. If you want to see the full stats, you can just join the stream. I can go through them. But again, these are all the stats quickly. So you can screenshot this and go through the numbers if you wish separately. But there's quite a lot here. And multiple critical strike multiplier 200%. Attack speed has gone up. Increased damage over time is 346%. And then you get all these modifiers. So all of those. And we've gone through that as well. So yeah, that's all that covered for you as well. Then next we're going to be going to is the passives themselves. So quickly we'll go over the passives. And this will cover that for you. So off the Sentinel base kind of passives, we've gone 8 for 8 over here in Fearless. We've gone 5 for 5 out of Armorclad. We've gone 1 out of 10 for Relentless. We've gone 5 out of 5 for Valiant Charge. And we've gone 1 out of 5 for time and faith. Forget that mana regen, health gain off melee hits. Hence why you want attack speed. Attack speed is very important. For the Void Knight, just go over to the Void Knight. Go for the Abyssal Endurance. Go for extra health, which I've done. Plus Void Resistance, plus physical resistance as well. Super comfortable for you. Make sure you cover those. If you haven't capped already, then just put these in. So much easier to get that way. And then off the Paladin itself, we got Phoenix Strike 1 out of 10 for that melee strike, for that Ignite. We've got Raye Strength for more strength and scaling, and Fire Damage, which I mentioned earlier. Then we've got 10 out of 10 for Prayer, which gives a flat 70% increased damage buff, I believe. And Conviction as well, gives you a lot of stats, as you can see in here, and buffs. We've got an 8 out of 8 for that. 10 out of 10 for Valor for the health regen, heal effective. 8 out of 8 for Faith Arm for that extra increased armor for crit strike avoidance, for short scales and stacks. 10 out of 10 for Dedication for attunement, increased mana regen. 10 out of 10 for Holy Precision for that spell crit chance. Hence why we're doing so much crit chance as well as crit damage. And look at the multiplier on that. Crit multiplier with lightning skills, 100% insane. Then we've gone 12 for 12 for Prayer Aegis as well. 12 out of 12 for that. Health, endurance, and also haste on health as well. Then we've gone 12 out of 12 Remnants of Duality, as you can see. Health, increased damage, healing, and mana 24%. Then 1 out of 12 for Lighter Raye for the extra bit of fire damage, extra bit of lightning damage, and movement speed for you as well. So there you go, folks. I'm going to go over the skills as well. So we'll quickly go over those, and that should cover pretty much everything. So we'll go over this top to bottom as quick as we can. I've obviously gone for Rive. You can go for whatever you wish, but there's a specific reason I've gone for Rive, and I'll go through it with you. So we got over here, we got extra damage, multiplicative, we got more damage, we got stun chance to stop the enemies in their tracks, kill them quicker. And obviously all those damage over time, we just put them in a proc. Forge weapon, which I mentioned as well. So all these extra blades are doing extra hits, extra damage. It's super insane. They proc a lot, and they proc on bosses as well. So even if there's no enemies around, you'll have a lot of swords and bosses get hit. Foe cleaver, if you are using two-handed weapons, stats on that weapon directly add damage, increase damage, or add chance to apply an ailment on hit. You have double the effect for Rive. And we have a two-handed weapon. Effective damage stats on a two-handed weapon, 100% plus. Effect on an ailment chance stats on a two-handed weapon, it says fire there, plus 100%. So again, it all scales nicely. Then we got all these nodes. So laceration is pretty dope for that more damage over time. Again, we have damage over time as well. Get that. Outburst over here, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 2 over reclamation, and brutality. And this is very important, coup de grace. So whenever an enemy, and the footage you saw at the start, the Shades of Erebus, whenever that percentage of like 15% or slightly lower, that one hit will just insta kill them. Works on bosses, works on anybody, so 100% get this. So you don't have to waste your time getting that extra bit of DPS. Once on that threshold, get that kill. That's why we do so much damage so quick. Holy Aura, we've gone for over here. So on here, we've gone for 5 nodes over here, Shield to the Storm. Get your resistances cap. 2 out of 4 for Vital Boon. 1 out of 1 for Purification. 5 out of 5 for the allies increased physical damage, which is why we're doing so much damage. Get the Fanaticism for the extra attack speed, the cast speed. This is very important. Strength from afar. So throwing the damage I mentioned, you get 48 plus on this as well. And increased throwing stun chance for stun them in the tracks, do more damage. Pow, hit them with that. And then expedite as well for that throwing attack speed extra plus haste as well. Now javelin, quickly we'll go over why it's so insane. So as you can see from my relic, I got way more. What I've gone for is more damage over time, 100% guaranteed. Ignite chance, I told you, we've already got it on the build. We've got so many procs. So these can be as one. You don't have to have these fully stacked. And again, we've got other methods to get Ignite anyway. So we don't need to rely just on these and waste nodes. We've gone 5 out of 5 for Holy Spears. Javelin hits deal additional lightning damage. Hence why we're doing so much damage. 5 out of 5 for Serrated Javelin. So not only do we get Mega Armor Shred chance 100% guaranteed, we get duration extra 50%. Go over here to get less. Javelin costs mana because you'll be spamming a lot obviously. And the rest you can add on here. For the Siege Barrage, very important to the extra spam. And you want 2 out of 2 for the Spike Bombardment. For extra Javelins, more mana cost, but again, with that negative throwing attack mana and stuff like that, you can just spam and just kind of pop off. Smite, again, very important. Go over these nodes very quickly. You want to pop down here for that 250% multiplier, which is Sacrifice. Very important. But 100% get 5 out of 5 for Atonement. If you're in the build, and I tried and tested it to do more damage, I got it to like 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. But you lose too much HP, especially in Corruption 368. Or anything above 200 Corruption and some high modifiers. So get 5 out of 5 for those of both. I've gone for extra stuff. Now, reason why I mentioned I don't have any issue with mana whatsoever. If you go over here, you get more heal areas, you cover the area. Plus the area effects is amazing. So you're going to get heals anyway. But you also get Soothing Balm. So not only do I get health regen and heal, so I heal myself and get health regen on top. I also get mana regen, 20% as well, which is hell of a lot. So I never have an issue with mana, which is what I'm saying. Why you don't need to do anything with it extra, and you're just super good. Blinding Flash 2 more, so your blind chance, hit versus damage versus blind is 20% extra damage. Go over here for that Electrify for Smite. What we're all going to hit in Electrify regardless, with all our hits regardless, so we're good. So I need 2 in here. We've got 1 out of 1 for Fire, Lightning, or Lagoon. And then Charge Hand. So not only do we get Lightning Penetration with Electrify, which we get standard for the Javelin, we also get the duration extended as well. And then the Unbalanced Scale. So Smite also casts Lightning Bolt 3 nearby enemies, increase, dealing extra lightning damage. So again, that's definitely a must. And then last but not least, I mentioned the lunge to you, right? So God tier. Obviously, we go over here for the lunge. So you also get HP, percentage of your health when you get back. Plus the other nodes I mentioned, the idols. So you pretty much get one lunge, you get all your HP back, and you are invincible. So you have a high chance to block while lunging, which is 100% block chance. But if you get this last node, you are invulnerable while lunging. So I tested it out with iframes. I iframed a few bosses and hit those. Mega damage. And then we also get a HP back. Plus, if you go over here, Pillar Assault, not only when you use a lunge, you actually do javelins coming down, and you can also proc Smite as well. You can actually go over here and do Smite if you wish separately, but then again, it might take too much of your mana out if you get both. But what I recommend 100% is a little bit different on this as well, pretty dope. Frailty I mentioned, very important. If you go down here, Disarming Blow, not only you get Frailty on bosses or one shot in one area, you can cover an area of enemies with the area covered as well. But very important, in the clips below, you saw me like kind of one shot or one phase the Exile Mage. Exile Mages can be kind of annoying if they're moving around a lot, and enemies that move around a lot. However, if you hit them with the lunge with this, immobilize for 2 seconds. So not only do we freeze them dead, stuck, they have to take all that damage and they're stuck on the spot, they can't even move. And we've got 2 seconds, so that's so godly. So it's very important to get that. The rest of this, Ambassade, so melee damage, high health, etc., more damage. And I mentioned the lunge, so we have 2 lunges now. And it's very, very short on the cooldown. We get a JL free card, we're super invincible, we do mega damage, and we proc loads of javelin as well. So there you go, folks. I try to be as quick as I can. There's obviously a lot to cover with the build, but top to bottom, I have covered as much as I can for you. And that kind of covers everything. And again, if you want me to cover more, I'll more than happily go over the build on the stream as well. So if for any reason you want any more help or any more guides or any more tips with it, just join the stream. Links will be in the description below. Twitch Captain P67. So not only do I do a lot of guide build videos and guide build videos and guides and helps and that, but I also do live testing. So not only do I show it in a video per se, but if you want me to test it live, I can do it live for you. So everything I said is factual, and I cover it every day on stream. And even if I find any mistakes or kinks in the actual build itself, I'll just happily say, oh, this is a problem with it. But like I said, this is a true god build, my own original lightning god build, super insane. Close is covered, medium range is covered, and distance is covered. And the way the build works is you throw a lightning, just one lightning, you pretty much kill everything one shot. I'll link in the post as well the 235 like casual run I did, super quick, plus my Destroying Shades of Erebus with the same build. But little note is, after I did those videos, I updated the build again to this build. So you'll see, like, the video you're seeing is probably, say, like a slightly nerfed version. So if I run it on stream, if you join the stream, you'll see even more damage and more crazy stuff on top. But yeah, there you go, folks. That is the Lightning God build for you. Like I said, I tried to make it as quick as I could for you and cover as much as I could for you. But yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know. Links will be in the description below. If you want to support my Twitch channel in any way, shape, or form, you can follow the channel, you can sub, gift a sub, you can tip, you can donate. And if you want to support my YouTube channel in any way, shape, or form, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can like the video, you can comment on the video, and you can support by going to my Twitch channel if you want to go from there for any donations or tips as well, if you wish. But apart from that, folks, thank you for joining. Thanks for the time. Wherever you are, have a good morning, have a good night, have a good evening. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, and peace out, folks.